What's one thing that's been long overdue on this thing?
Boost.
Since we've been planning on going boost for Martin's G35, we are trying to prepare it as much as possible. This is as far as the car is gonna get NA aside from supporting mods.
We got a boost.
Got a boost. For the people that don't know, that's the reason he's not going with a big brake kit right now, is you want to go to turb skis. We're already planning on doing some crazy things to the G before we go turbo, but I told him scrap that idea. All those things can wait till after we boost it.
Might as well just boost it. We'll do the carbon fiber.
2020, we got to boost it this year. I'm pretty sure everyone else can agree on that. One thing we have been working towards for the G35 is to finally boost it, whether it was going turbo or supercharger. Martin's original plan was to go turbo because turbos are cooler, in my opinion, and I think in his opinion, turbos are cooler too. Our tuner RZG was able to hook us up with a Vortech V3 SI V3, yeah, whatever. So he was able to hook us up with one of those, which is oilless, because that's what Martin wanted to do. If he went with the supercharger route, he didn't want to tap into anything like you would do in a turbo setup. And Martin actually ordered this supercharger kit about 3 months ago, but Vortech sent us the wrong one, the one that you had to tap into the oil. He had to wait, and then now we're finally here ready to boost. Why did you go supercharged instead of turbo?
It's cheaper and it's easier to do. Pretty much sums it up with about the same amount of power that I was going to get from a turbo kit, the one that I was looking at.
That you would limit yourself to because
it's stock block.
Yeah.
So the benefits from this, it's easier, ends up being cheaper. I don't have to have that boost lag if I was to get that rear mount, which is
that'd be
closer
badass.
to that price. Well, actually, it's still more than what I paid for this.
I think this was a better route just because since we're not really good fabricators.
And we don't have a shop.
This is pretty much a full bolt-on kit because Vortech is a good reputable company. So the difference between a centrifugal or ProCharger or a root style is that the root style is kind of like gears that sit on top of the manifold and it's sucking air in, whereas this one is kind of like a turbo. It has a turbo inlet housing, so it gets sucked in that way, kind of like a turb skis. And it's, if you think about it, obviously spin faster at higher RPM, so it's gonna kind of creep up, kind of like a turbo.
So it's a basic intercooler.
It's pretty thick, dude.
No, it's a big boy.
I was thinking like, oh, it's not that, you know, tall, but
it's a big boy.
That's a thick boy.
So I think we're good on cooling there.
Superchargers actually do come with a bypass or blow-off valve.
That's the one I bought, which is their race blow-off valve, which sounds, to me, better. This thing is heavy.
That thing is heavy.
Tooth.
An 8 psi pulley is pretty much standard, and it's something you want to limit a stock block VQ on. A lot of people just run 8 just fine.
It's pretty big. Look at it.
How's that gonna fit?
I don't know. Interesting.
Couple extra pulleys on here, and I think that's probably just for power vibrations and stuff like that. I think I would start by removing the intake, radiator fans, and then we'll start
bumper.
Yeah, and then we'll start taking off the bumper and everything. So we'll just raise it, get all that stuff off, and since we have the Kinetics manifold that we pretty much bought just for boost, it's gonna be cool because there's a little line right here that's gonna be for boost reference, so that's gonna be going up to his gauge cluster, so that's gonna be perfect.
Interesting. That works.
Now we just gotta remove the radiator fan. That's kind of gonna be a bitch. I'll let you guys do that.
This thing is a nightmare every time.
You're almost there, buddy. You're doing a great job.
I don't remember if it drops this way or the other way first.
You want me to do it? Drop down that way first.
Well, we got it. Why is there sand in there?
No, we might have to relocate the intercooler.
We'll see. Because I think it sits behind it, doesn't it?
Yeah, if it sits behind it, that's fine. It's not really going to be that much of an air block because it's just going to go through the fins, just kind of like how the condenser and the radiator do. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Just taking off all the belts because when we mock up that bracket, that's when we're going to know how everything's going to be set up. Hey, you know, if you had a turbo, you wouldn't have a lot of belts.
Yeah, but then I'd have to redo my exhaust.
Which is expensive.
I'm not going to redo that again.
Let me have your Tommy. In order for this bracket to be able to be placed on here, you have to remove some bolts on the timing cover. It's kind of scary, but pretty sure we'll be fine as long as we torque it to spec.
Before you guys talk shit, I did not get the polish because I'm not going to
It's fine though, Martin.
I'm not going to spend an extra $300 just for a polish. Me and Danny could do it later on in the future.
I would not help you polish that thing. That would take forever.
So it's just pretty much aluminum.
When we were in the car going to eat breakfast, Martin made this whole rant about how this is going to be super easy because knowing Martin, that's always his answer. So, the first thing I say is, Martin, things are never easy, even when they look easy. And what do you know? We're missing the stock intake piping because that's what you need to bolt on to that flange back there. It clearly shows this little piping.
This is part of the math.
Yeah. No, that's the, no, it's not. It's the blow-off valve.
That's the blow-off valve, like I said.
Go get it. You have it out of your house, or do we have to post on Instagram so we can get one?
Might have it in my
fast. You might.
Remember I had to buy the stock boot? So real quick, when you install these, you have to have that stock little square boot. I did have one, and I did buy it. It was meant, well, it's supposed to be meant for my car because I bought it off of eBay.
It looks like it's supposed to be for your car.
It's not for it. So in the meantime, we're just gonna use this. We're not gonna start the car because we still have to tune in and all that, which I don't have.
But we can use this since the bolts line up. I really want to know where this is from.
No idea.
But it's even a different MAF sensor setup. But this is not the right one. This doesn't even plug into the harness connector. So what Martin's trying to say is we're gonna be using this as a template.
Just until we get the other one. I already put it up on my Instagram.
So hopefully people see this very quick.
So we might get it today, tomorrow.
Putting up the intake piping that goes to the throttle body, we can see that there's issues with the AC lines hitting. Hopefully once we have the different MAF setup, it'll be a lot easier. Hopefully it's shorter. You can already see it's touching one of the flexible AC lines and then another flexible AC line. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll be fine, but it just kind of sucks that everything's such a tight fit. I think this is probably going to be the most difficult part if you plan on doing this to your car or pretty much any supercharged car. So, make sure, pay attention, do it the right way. There are spacers, but just trying to figure out how to line these up with that. I mean, if we need to dent this back, that's not an issue.
I've seen it in the video once already.
Yeah? I swear.
But they had crashed that car.
Well, this car is
from the back.
salvaged.
Okay, so all we gotta do is just wreck this car, right? With that kind of thinking.
I'm not gonna lie, dude, this supercharger stuff is a lot more confusing than turbo. Martin's emotionally frustrated, knowing at the fact that he's balding so fast due to the supercharger. At least we got it where we needed to without cutting the radiator support. I'm pretty sure that it would probably be the best way just to ever squeeze out, just in case we ever need to squeeze out the radiator support. Kind of exciting now, huh?
Looks pretty good, huh?
Kind of exciting.
Kind of sucks that it's not even gonna get to be running today.
Apparently it's not three belts. Just one long ass one. This thing is way more difficult than we thought. I really thought this was gonna be way easier. I think it's just a lot of fitment issues. That's literally the only thing. Other than that, like setting it up isn't too bad. I'm pretty sure the intercooler portion is gonna go super easy. It's just, this is the main big portion. I'm just scared for tomorrow, for part 2, when we put that intake piping on. We might have to take off the AC, who knows? Because you can see right here, it's supposed to squeeze down here. Good thing this is rubber. We could probably bend it with this bracket, but my biggest fear is just not being able to fit it.
So we're gonna have a little issue with the radiator fans.
Because this is a thicker radiator, and the radiator fans are a little thicker, we're gonna have to remove the radiator hose later to put it back in. But that's all stuff that we could do tomorrow. I think we'll be good, Martin. Don't stress on it.
It's terrible.
Welcome to the big boy leagues.
Gap you fools.
Is it on? Yeah. Damn, this belt design is insane. Look how close it is.
We have a couple little things left, but before we do all the small stuff, Danny has to remove a couple of brackets.
For the power steering. He keeps talking about the radiator, how it's gonna be held up against the radiator. The condenser's right there, so I don't know if they meant without. But here it is. Here's the power steering. So we're gonna leave it like this, Mark, to the side, and then we're gonna stack it on top, and then I'm gonna swing them after. Alright. Hold on. Alright, let go. Alright, so just gonna have to sit on there for now. Damn, that looks pretty crazy. It looks pretty stealthy. I like how you can retain the factory crash bar.
So now here's the blow-off valve, that special race one that I wanted.
How much more expensive was it?
Like $260.
$260 for just this?
Yeah. Just for this.
That doesn't change anything.
It goes.
Damn, Martin. You know what I realized?
What?
It's almost like you're not gonna be able to fit the fan.
I know.
You don't need fans, Martin.
Bitch.
Hey, Martin. Quiet. This should do this, Martin. Am I the only one OCD about where I put my clamps on? Like, I want them exactly the same. Doesn't even matter where they go, as long as it's easy to get to. we were figuring out how to tension the belt that actually spins the supercharger, and we realized that we forgot an idler pulley, which is pretty much just gonna have an adjustment right here on the actual bracket, so you can move it up and down.
Well, good thing we're running a little bit of boost.
Yeah, and hopefully before we start it, because I want to do all the final touch-ups tomorrow, like add fluid, and then obviously tie in all the belts, put the fan in. Luckily, the subscriber is willing to meet up today to go pick up the MAF. It's already 4 o'clock, but it's better we just drive to LA right now, get it, so tomorrow we don't need to. But let me show you guys what we've done so far, just so we have an idea of what we're gonna be doing tomorrow. We have the bracket, supercharger, we have the intercooler, we have the intercooler piping that's routed to the supercharger. The only things left now is to install the piping from the intake that goes down to the intercooler. We have to do injectors, we have to do the upgraded MAF sensor, and I'm pretty sure after that, Marin, we'll be good. So while I was editing, I realized we totally forgot to end the first part of the supercharger install. We already made, or we're almost done with 2 videos after. And I'm barely catching up just because we have so much stuff going on, and I'm still trying to make more videos. So we're behind, I would say, probably about like 2 to 3 videos. I guess this is where we're going to be ending off. The next video is pretty much going to be dialing everything in, and that's the day you're going to see it run. So that's pretty exciting. Since we just went straight into the video, it wasn't like a big reveal or anything, just because we've been planning out for so long. I feel like people probably didn't think we're that hyped. You'll see in the next video when we put everything together. It was really exciting, and that's when we finally realized, like, dude, this thing is supercharged. But on that note, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you guys on the next one.